In this final episode of our Route 66 trip, we leave Kingman for Oatman, Arizona, a gold mining town with wild burrows. We then cross the Mojave Desert into California, see a bottle ranch, an early 1900s gas station, then take a side trip to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. While not on Route 66, we take a detour through Topanga Canyon, a beautiful drive to avoid the rush hour traffic through downtown LA, ending in Santa Monica, the western terminus point for Route 66. The morning starts with the only bad weather we had with an ice storm. However, this quickly ends and sunshine returns, melting it all away. Welcome signs of Route 66 near the water tower. On the right is early Kingman and an old trails garage that dates back to 1916 with a neon Packard sign dating back to 1930. Further down we see Mr. D's Cafe dating back to 1939 when it was chemo for Kingman, Mojave County. Kingman is the heart of the historic Route 66 and turquoise capital of the world. Who knew? The Visitor Center is located inside this historic powerhouse that provided electricity to northwest Arizona from 1909 to 1938, after which the Hoover Dam took over. Two gift shops are inside the historic Route 66 and the Arizona 66 Museum. There's even an electrical vehicle museum with cars from the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Let's take a look inside. Here we see Angel from Seligman, a prominent figure for the Route 66. Like most cities we cruise through, there are many more attractions and points of interest to see, and Kingman's no different. Though we set our sights on Oatman, Arizona, a mining town from the years past. The 27-mile trip between Kingman and Oatman, Arizona was considered some of the most treacherous and dangerous parts of Route 66. Today we can easily climb these hills, but back then, it was more difficult. You'll see there's areas where we don't even see any guardrails. Here on the right is Cool Spring Station, opened as a garage, service station, and cafe in 1926. The complex was rebuilt after a fire in 1965 and appears in the film Universal Soldier. On the left, there are steps leading up to a secret fishbowl that has live goldfish in it. We didn't climb up to see this one, but found it interesting that it's fed by a natural spring, used by early motorists for overheating cars on the climb in the desert. From here to the top, the road is narrow, curvy, and in many parts without guardrails. We reach to the top at Sitgraves Pass at 3,350 feet. At the top there once was a snail summit station. Some foundation pieces can still be seen, and it's all downhill from here as more twists and turns leading us into Oatman. Gold was first discovered in Oatman in 1865. However, it really got its beginning as a mining town when two prospectors struck $10 million US in gold in 1915. Imagine what that would be worth today. Not only do we have to watch out for burrows on the road, you gotta watch out for those tourists trying to get that perfect shot. It must be the weekend because all these burrows are headed into the saloon. Look out, here comes a couple burrows to photobomb Steph's selfie. Today, Oatman is a Wild West stop along Route 66 complete with wooden sidewalks, shootouts, and wild burros that roam the streets, descendants of their ancestry from the gold mining days. On the weekends and on busy days, you can count on it being very packed here. We were fortunate to come here in February, and it was very light. Leaving Oatman, we came across an agricultural checkpoint staffed by burros. Fortunately, they found nothing and allowed us to proceed. Into California, we passed through a California agricultural inspection, the real deal this time. We explained the burros took all we had. They were not amused and we were questioned anyway, then we were on our way. With these higher fuel prices at this gas station, it's easy to tell we're in California. The Route 66 Motel is a 6-room motel opened in 1947. This borax wagon is now the welcome sign to Needles, California. These wagons once moved borax salt in the Death Valley out by 18 mules and a 2-horse team. Departing Needles, we begin our journey across the Mojave Desert. The desert, while seemingly featureless, has a beauty all of its own, but can be hostile during the summer heat. Route 66 runs right through Main Street in Barstow, California. We begin at Roy's Cafe here on Main Street. On the right, we see several Route 66 signs of brick with vintage cars mounted on top. Several murals can be seen as well. The Route 66 motel here has been renovated to include AC, Wi-Fi, and other modern touches. A unique sign, a combination of Route 66 and the company's name. Elmer's Bottle Ranch. This is a must-stop for us. Created in 2000 by Elmer Long, has more than 400 bottle trees with items welded to them from typewriters, motorcycle parts, rifles and pistols, and more. Always open, always free, though has a donation opportunity which we contributed. It was just enchanting to walk around and see what you could find. Sunny days are the best one for this. Continuing on through Oro Grande, we see more cafes, stations from back in the day, some abandoned, some renovated to attract passerbys. In the distance, we see the San Gabriel Mountains, with Mount Baldy as the highest peak in Los Angeles County, standing at 10,068 feet. As we traverse the Cajon Pass, we'll exit once more to regain original Route 66, descending into the Los Angeles Basin towards San Bernardino, California. Traffic will become an issue as we work west from here. Mud covering the road, evidence of the many torrential rains they've had recently. Here, the second wigwam motels we've seen along Route 66, this one in San Bernardino, California. I'd say it's the nicest of them all. Of course, the sunshine, great weather doesn't hurt, with the backdrop of mountains, swimming pool, and a gift shop. Transports you immediately back in time. Continuing west along Route 66, our next city will be Rancho Cucamonga. Cucamonga Service Station, a Richfield Oil Corporation gas station, was built over 100 years ago in 1915. It sat abandoned since the 1970s until 2013, where the Inland Empire Association stepped up to help preserve it. Monies are being raised to rebuild the service garage that sat behind the station. Lots of memorabilia to see and one of the nicest restrooms you'll find. Route 66 Trailhead and Pacific Electric Bike Trail has a short piece of the original Route 66 layment from 1914 and overlayments from 1940. Includes a brief walk to this overpass of Route 66. Well done, Rancho Cucamonga. This inn has been feeding travelers for the past 160 years, well before Route 66 time. The Magic Lamp dates back to 1955 with Arabian Nights theme, but is temporarily closed. On the right is the Madonna of the Trail statue and is one of 12 along the National Oats Trail that crosses 12 states. This statue was dedicated in 1929. We saw several McDonald's like this one returning to the iconic arches of the past. Here stands the original Donut Man, opened in 1972, looking the same as it did back then, where every donut is handmade on site every day. The Foothill Drive-In Theater opened in 1961, but all that remains today is the signage out front after closing in 2001. The drive is long through San Bernardino and Los Angeles County, with hundreds of communities taking hours to drive. It's time we jump back on the freeway for a quick side trip to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. Evening traffic starting to rear its head. It's only going to get worse from here. An outdoor stadium opening in 1922, now a National Historic Landmark. Capacity today is about 92,000 people, where it is best known for college football as the host of the annual Rose Bowl game. Tours are offered for a fee. Traffic for the balance of our trip from Pasadena to Santa Monica following Route 66 was estimated to take several hours and heavy traffic. Our timing certainly wasn't the best as we landed in this area at peak times. So we took the second offered route we found through Topanga Canyon, then dragged back to Santa Monica. Along the way we stopped to see our son, and we'll spend the next couple weeks with him and our daughter closer to San Diego once we conclude our Route 66 adventure. Traffic out Ventura Freeway, as expected, while congested, moved quickly. Thankfully, we dodged the heavy stuff through Los Angeles. Topanga Canyon, known for being a haven for newly moneyed bohemia of the late 60s and 70s, and home to the members of like the Doors, Neil Young, and Don Henley of the Eagles. Also home to the Topanga State Park. Miles upon miles of hiking are available. Here we join Pacific Coast Highway, or Highway 1, to finally land in Santa Monica, the western terminus for Route 66. The Santa Monica overpass takes both pedestrians and cars to the Santa Monica Pier. In 1936, the official inn was realigned at Olympic and Lincoln Boulevards in Santa Monica. Lately, more are recognizing Pier Avenue in Maine as the unofficial end of the route. While not official, this ceremonial end to Route 66 on the Santa Monica Pier makes for an epic end to our cross-country road trip, where we got our kicks on Route 66.